Let's be real, this update is about to put us through the ultimate primogem crisis. Now look me in the eye and tell me you don't want both Furina and Xilonen. Exactly, you can't. These two are hands down some of the best buffers we've seen, and even if you already have them, their constellations or signature weapons are a game changer. So in today's video, we're breaking things down brick by brick, clearing the perfect path for you to secure both of them. 5.5 is giving us tons of primos, so yeah. It's going to be a wild ride, so buckle up and let's get into it. But before we dive in, let's be honest, we all need primos. And guess what? I'm hosting a 10 Welkin Moon giveaway at 5K subscribers. You don't have to go through a lot to enter. All you have to do is hit that subscribe button, drop a like, and leave a comment so I can feel your presence. Speaking of presence, do you know who else's presence you should be feeling? The presence of my partner, lootbar.gg. It's a rough set of patches we have ahead of us, with Furina and Xilonen making their debut in a few weeks, and Mavuika making her return in 5.7. Time is ticking quite fast, and you would probably have to purchase crystals or Welkin. So why not save 23% on those purchases? Just the other day, I got a $100 Genesis crystal pack for only $79, an easy $21 saved, which I could use to get 4 more Welkins to spoil you guys even more. If you're feeling skeptical, then don't worry, because they have so many positive reviews on their site, and I even use them to purchase the Welkin for my giveaway winners. They're also trusted by big creators like Dakaja and Tevat Times, and I am also adding to the list, bringing their credibility through the roof. Use my link in the description or pinned comment to grab yourself a quick discount on your next purchase. Alright, let me clear something up really quickly. This is just a quick apology for the incorrect info in my last video. I want to note that we currently don't have the full confirmed phase for each character, but the only thing confirmed so far via speculation is that Furina and Xilonen are likely in phase 1, with Xilonen and Venti in phase 2. If any update pops up, trust me, I'll let you guys in on it. With that out of the way, let's get into the real reason you're here. Getting Xilonen and Furina. By the end of this video, you'll have the best strategy to secure both with confidence. So let's break it all down. Let's start by hyping up the stars of the show. Light up the stage for Lady Furina, aka the Hydro Archon. She's hands down one of the most broken supports in the game. I mean, she literally holds the highest buff in all of Genshin. That alone speaks for itself. But that's not all. Not only does she buff like crazy, but she also deals damage while doing it, which is exactly why she's sitting at an insane 85% usage rate in the Abyss. Her power scales off HP with a max HP of 40k, and she effortlessly boosts elemental damage by 75%. And here's the kicker. Her buffs work on all elements, unlike Kazuha, who only buffs swirlable elements. So while Geo and Dendro miss out on Kazuha's support, Furina buffs them just as much as any other element. That's what makes her so busted. Now let's bring Xilonen out of the shadows. At C0, she delivers one of the highest elemental resistance shreds in the game. She heals, buffs, and let's be real, she looks absolutely stunning while doing it. Like, goddamn! But hey, let's not get lost in the sauce. We need to focus on why she's actually busted. First off, her buffs? Easy to trigger. Just kick your opponent twice and boom, juicy resistance shreds are in your hands. And the cherry on top, her elemental burst, which provides one of the most consistent healing sources in the game. She's also insanely easy to build compared to Furina. I mean, just throw any half-decent substats on her and she'll still pop off. To put it simply, she gives you a free 36% elemental resistance shred, which is basically like stripping your enemies of their armor. And with that covered, the teasing stage is over. Now, let's get into the real analysis. So, how many primogems do you actually need to secure these ladies? Well, first off, you could always buy them. I mean, in-game ladies, of course. But jokes aside, let's break this down properly. With the latest banner algorithm and pity system, it's important to know exactly how much you need to save or spend to guarantee Furina and Xilonen. So, let's get into the numbers. Alright, this is a soft pity model chart, but before you start panicking, relax. Your best teacher is here to break it all down for you, and trust me, it's way simpler than it looks. The banner follows a pretty straightforward system. From your very first wish, you have a 20% chance of pulling a 5-star. Sounds tiny, right? Well, once you enter soft pity, things start heating up. Here's the important part. Within this 20% chance of pulling a 5-star, you've got an 11.25% chance of getting the banner character, Furina or Xilonen, and an 8.75% chance of losing the 50-50. But hold on, it's not even a true 50-50 anymore. Thanks to Capture Radiance, your odds of winning the 50-50 are actually 55%, while the chance of losing is 45%. Getting confused? Alright, let me switch to Razor language real quick. Pulling at 1 pity equals 11.25% chance of getting Furina. This percentage climbs higher as you continue pulling until it reaches 55%. The chance of losing starts at 8.75% and grows up to 45% at max pity. Back on track? Good. Now at 76 wishes, your chance of getting a 5-star skyrockets to 57%. That's why most players get their 5-star before 76 pulls, because hard pity at 90 is almost unheard of. Seriously, if you've ever actually hit 90 pity, you either have the worst luck or the most blessed account ever because you're breaking records. Alright, now that we've cracked the banner system, the calculations from here on are pretty easy. Since each wish costs 160 Primogems, you'll need about 12,160 Primos to secure a 5-star. This assumes zero early luck, just pure, raw pity grinding. But let's be real, we have to plan for the worst. If you lose the 50-50, which I hope you don't, you'll need another 12,160 Primos to guarantee your Furina. That brings the worst-case scenario to around 24,000 Primogems for Furina alone. Now, here's where things get spicy. If you're that unlucky, you're basically building up hidden good karma. You'll likely win the 50-50 on Xilonen's banner, and if luck finally decides to smile at you, an early 5-star pull after losing 50-50 could completely flip the script, saving you a massive chunk of Primos. So, with some realistic luck adjustments, we can estimate that Xilonen will cost around 100 pulls total. But hey, whether you're rolling in Primos or doing some questionable Genshin rituals, at least now you know what you're up against. Now, for those of you sitting on some pity and a guaranteed pull, congrats, you're already in a pretty solid spot. Your odds are looking good, but that doesn't mean we can slack off just yet. So here's the plan. First, we save as much as humanly possible in this phase. Our goal is to stockpile enough Primos for Furina first, or at the very least, get as close as we can. And let's be real, most of you aren't starting from zero pity, so you might not even need the full amount. Based on our earlier breakdown, Furina requires up to 24,000 Primos, worst case, and Xilonen will need around 16,000 Primos. Now, with that goal locked in, it's time to grind. Let's break down exactly where we're getting all these Primos from. Now's a great time to note that I'll be providing a chart showing Primogem source for 5.5, but there won't be any for 5.4 as we will be undoubtedly going above what the chart can hold, so if you want a 5.4 chart then let me know in the comments. Each patch runs for 42 days, meaning we can farm up until day 41 before Furina banner ends. Starting with daily commissions, if you stay consistent, that's a solid 2,460 Primogems right there. Primogem codes, they usually drop around 120 to 160 Primos on average. Then we've got the Paymon shop reset, handing out a clean 800 Primos. If you've got the ability to exchange star glitters, please do. This is an unlimited source of wishes, depending on how much you've saved up. After a pulling spree, you'll likely have around 25 star glitters, which means you can trade for 5 extra wishes, another 800 Primos. Now the Abyss, this one's tricky. Ideally, it gives us another 800 Primos, but considering how brutal this patch is, adjust expectations accordingly. On top of that, we have the Imaginarium Theater resetting on March 1st, bringing in another 800 Primos. Even character trials chip in with a small 80 Primos. Not much, but every bit counts. And this is just the start. There are more sources to stack up Primos, so let's squeeze out every last Primo we can. First off, we got a free 600 Primos at the start of the patch. A nice little boost right away. Mizuki's story quest, that's another 120 Primos in the bag. Now let's talk about something a little scary. Hoyoverse decided to slash the anecdote event rewards this time around. Instead of the usual, we're only getting 120 Primos, a whole 300 Primos less than usual. Hopefully this doesn't become a trend, but don't worry, because the 4 other events between this phase and the next phase will give us 420 Primos each, adding up to 1,680 Primos total. Now here's where the table takes a turn. We're running out of easy sources. At this point, saving just 3 pulls a day can make a huge difference and keep your ambition alive. And here's how you can do so. Natlan's got some fresh achievements. Killing the new bosses in Cup grants an easy 20 Primogems each. Around 12 to 14 of them can net you about 240 Primos, which is when we underestimated a bit. A bit of light exploration every day? That's another 200 Primos up for grabs. Now let's say after day 10, your world is finally 100% complete. Then that's an average of 200 Primos every day for 10 days. These are based on my own world exploration level, and yours might be higher or lower. Depending on how much you've explored your world, keep in mind that each new map grants about 3.5 to 5,000 Primos starting at 0% exploration. With that said, it's by no doubt that you can save an extra 2,000 Primos if you go all in for exploration over the span of 41 days. Feeling stuck? Go watch some YouTube videos on secret chest locations. Luxurious chests, hidden primos, you name it. And while you're at it, is your pyro statue maxed out yet? If not, you might score even more primos just by collecting Piroculi. Let's estimate all that to be about 300 primogems. Now for the icing on the cake, if you have a Welkin, that's a huge 3,000 primogems added to the pile. And we're still not done. Using story keys from daily commissions lets you unlock character story quests, and each one grants 60 primos, a quick and easy boost. Doing 5 story quests is an easy 300 primogems, and that's if we ignore the fact that some story quests have a chest that gives extra primos. We're stacking these numbers higher and higher, and the plan is coming together. Now let's take it to the next level. Alright, it's time for some real talk. If you've been dodging quests like the Aranara questline, now is the time to face that fear head-on. No way you're telling me that all your pending quests combined aren't worth at least 500 primos, probably even more. Yes, I get it, it's time-consuming, and I'm sorry for that. But hey, it's for Furina. Every second spent grinding now is going to pay off big time when you finally pull her. So let's add everything up and see where we stand. Free-to-play players, after all that grinding, you're looking at around 11,760 primogems. Not bad, right? But if you're rocking a Welkin, you're sitting pretty with 14,760 primogems, a solid boost. Now, does it hit our goal? Not quite. But let's be real, this is the best we can save in 41 days without turning Genshin into a full-time job. And trust me, we do not want that burnout. With that said, let's quickly go over 5.5 savings, and here's where I'll whip out my handy chart. Big thanks to Hiragara for providing this chart. 5.5 won't be a filler patch as it would contain events and region expansion which will give an outstanding amount of primogems. Note that I'll be hasty with this because there's a chart to guide you. Alright, let's wrap this up with a final primogem count. With all the new quests, you can expect 330 primos, plus another 800 from Spiral Abyss. Imaginarium Theater resets twice, on April 1st and May 1st, giving us a sweet 1,600 primogems. New achievements? That's another 475 in the bag. Now, with the map expansion, we're looking at around 1,400 primogems from exploration, plus an extra 150 from new teleport waypoints. Offerings grant an easy 600, character trials throw an 80, and daily commissions stack up to 2,520 over time. Don't forget that Paimon's shop resets twice, which means 10 more pulls, and events will bring in exactly 2,360 primogems. Oh, and update compensation? That's a free 600 primos, literally the easiest primos you'll ever get. Last but not least, promo codes will give us an extra 360, and if you have a Welkin Moon, that's 3,000 primogems on top. So at the end of the day, free-to-play players can save 12,875 primogems, which is 80 pulls, while Welkin holders can stack up to 15,875 primogems. 99 pulls. Insane, right? 5.5 is blessing us with primos. With all these primos and a pinch of luck, you are by no doubt guaranteed to get these 2 ladies. All you need is just 1 early, and the whole thing is set in stone. Anyway, consider liking and subscribing. It means a lot to me. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.